Okay, so this is overall as a global web page, and we are in actually we are in today. Last night we actually started a two initiatives got online. One is that we have a ISA engagement model, wherein we welcome the corporates to basically get to be engaged with ISA in terms of bringing skill set to their teams, okay, and then assessing what position they are in terms of the corporate levels, and then maturing their team to deliver, that is gaining speed, and also coaching them, and then further going along with them and showcasing some of the activities, like doing actual architecture work, telling them how to do it, irrespective of whether they have engaged under consultant like Accenture, KPMG to do the same, or they have their internal team. So this is to bring in the methodology and the practices that we chose to actually start this initiative, which is called ISA engagement. Okay, that is one thing that went
Mhm.
online on the August 14th. Okay, and more, I think
Okay.
4 or 5 of our corporate members. This you need to be a basically a corporate member to get the best benefits out of this package. Okay, that's one thing.
Okay.
So you can go through this, and then the other thing that we started was if you look at ISA, the foundation for the courses or for certification has always been IT Architecture Book of Knowledge. You might have heard of that, ITABOK.
Hmm. Yeah.
And this ITABOK was basically started about a decade back, and we are in the process of changing that. They're showing you the underdevelopment side, idea of the body of knowledge. Okay, so this basically has got a revised outlook, and which accommodates a definition set of what really architecture is in terms of
Hmm.
capabilities. Okay, so we had certain areas covered in the past versions, which was like in the version one we had only the capability guidebook, which had predominantly five pillars of architecture, BTS, and the human dynamics being the two distinguished one
Yeah.
apart from the normal design quality attributes and IT environment. And we had uh, a few number of sub capabilities under that. Okay. Say for
Hmm.
example, under design we had design prototype, synthesis and problem solving, or under human dynamics, team building, peer interaction, presentation skills, so on and so forth. But in the newer version, which is being released as of today, US time, version 1.5, which is basically we are providing them of self-paced training, uh, which includes, not only those, but also these training like cloud, agile, meetings, negotiation, presentation. These are all like easily available online for all our members. Okay, UML,
Hmm.
business valuation, and investment prioritization, and so forth. In addition to what we spoke of as ITABOK version 1, right? So that was ongoing. Now, the version 2 in September, which we are releasing in another 15 minutes, has got more, other than just the capability guidebook, we have an engagement model. Okay,
Hmm.
we have an engagement model which speaks about the different contexts within which the architects work, their roles, and on the processes that they adopt and the life cycles that are involved in it. What will be the architecture deliverables? Okay, so that's the differentiator, and also we are trying to add in the architecture career path, which will help the architects laterally as well as from uh, foundation level. So that's the main differentiator that we are entering into this year. Ultimately, we plan to include a taxonomy, description of capabilities, certain education references, uh, to balloon up the capability descriptions. If you look at the way we are progressing in ISA, is if you look at it, making it as a profession, that is where MAPA comes, right? MAPA makes it as a
Mm-hmm.
kind of the focus of Microsoft is to make it architects are professionals.
Mm-hmm.
So what we thought
Mm-hmm.
was, unless we have, we had a world conference a couple of months back in the month of April at Sweden, and we discussed
Mm-hmm.
that along with Zachman, other industry peers in different frameworks, and we realized that when the movement of you know uh, for example, the periodic table came in, right? Before that, there were a lot of
Mm-hmm.
alchemists trying to mix and map and give you solutions with different
Mm-hmm.
chemicals. They really didn't know what is the effect of a chemical, but they knew by experience that if you mix A with B, certain portions, certain percentages, it will give you a solution. But they
Mm-hmm.
really didn't know the elements of that capability or the components. The moment the
Mm-hmm.
periodic table came in, the alchemists totally vanished from the world. That is,
Mm-hmm.
we didn't have experience related, but then people knew what exactly each capability means for delivering an architectural solution. So
Mm-hmm.
that's where we are trying to define those capability descriptions in this month release of ITABOC, okay, which is still under leads. This is not for public. So wherein we elaborated each of these five pillars. Okay, say for example, we have architecture description and design. Okay, and this is further elaborated into different sub capabilities and what are the best practices, sub component skills which are there, what level of certification will be able to understand the depth and width of it, okay, and the tools and techniques that are essential for it. So we have gone a little bit more. We have about 150 authors to this new ITABOC. I am also a
Mm-hmm.
contributor. Actually, Vidya Sagar, there are about out of 100, I think I can very comfortably say 50% of them are from Microsoft,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Okay.
who are defining this architecture descriptions uh, and so on and so forth. Okay, and we open it for the
Right.
public to view and comment as well. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so we are grooming this IT architecture community with their involvement. Okay, and say for instance, so sub capabilities or requirement or related capabilities or requirement modeling, view and viewpoints, design patterns. So we are explaining to them this is exactly what it means to be able to do a architecture description. So
Mm.
if you see on the right hand side, you have ISA's five pillars. You have the design in which we are looking at architecture. Similarly, we have for the decomposition and reuse.
Right.
Okay, so we are going into a more deeper sense of describing and defining quantitatively what it is, design methods and processes. So this is going online in next 15 minutes, 15 days of time. I have been
Mm-hmm.
involved as one of the authors for the design tools, software architecture tools. And I think Sagar is also
Okay.
from India. He is also contributing towards some framework. So we have a lot of your team, ISA's team, working towards ITABOC version 2. Okay, so
Right.
that's just I wanted to take off a few minutes to explain to you that we are quite aligned within Microsoft and ISA in propagating the architectural practices. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
now if you look at this, let's go back to home, wherein we have a couple of things that I need to line it up for you. One is we have a repository. Okay. Now, if
Mm-hmm.
you look at the topics we have on business, on cloud or enterprise, so let's just go maybe we go into IoT. Okay. So we
Mm-hmm.
have certain areas which are available for basic members. Whoever has access to this, register it. can go through this. What happened to application longevity? So we have free available um, webinars that can be heard, left a comment as well. So this is um, like me click on this. So then you will know that this was written by Phil Lorenz, and he is the vice president of Black Duck Software, and you can
Mhm.
actually go through this webinar on your own. So this is available for public basic members. Okay, so
Okay.
that's no money for them. However,
Right.
now let me sign in. I will sign in as a capital leader and a full member, and the amount of
Mhm.
information that in the repository that you get is quite a bit vast more. So if you look at this full member content, this is exactly what I was trying to explain to you. We have certain shared content and we have shared videos. So the shared contents are like
Mhm.
white papers, Rios, and it goes into like cloud, EA, and authors, agile, okay, and cloud strategy. So we have also on some of our internal things that we are doing. So if you go for search for let's say Azure, let's see. I hope I can make some now. So maybe cloud. Surprising, we don't have an Azure. So there are certain white papers and webinars available on the cloud, big data.
Right.
So let's go to we can add in those things from your community. Anything else that you have from Microsoft? Let's just go for Microsoft. See, there are
Yeah.
specific technologies. Okay, we have a lot of things done by Microsoft. Command, query responsibility, segregation. So there's an innumerable number of such things that you can share, okay, with your MAPA members once they become a part of the community, right? So there are two ways to get into the ISA. One is through your community of MAPA. You will have my this proposition. It's still in proposal stage. What I'm talking is that you pay upfront for a community membership, and without your members getting into the full membership of 125 per head stuff like that, we may be able to provide 100 of your MAPA initial members full members access. So that means uh, not only the MAPA, whatever webinars, events, and knowledge shared content that you want to give access to them, they will also be able to access the full member content from ISA. Okay.
Okay. And is
Go ahead.
this membership, let's say, which we kind of give them, is this for a specific duration, or how does that work?
The full member and the community membership works for a year, all the time, every year, year on year, and then there will be some. If they want to continue to be the next year member, there will be certain discounts available for you.
So if we were to give some guys some membership, then that membership will stick to them. They'll keep it for a year, and then the next year we kind of take a call what we need to do. Basically, that's how it is.
Yeah,
So
so
see,
it goes in a block period of 1 year, and then
correct.
during the block period, there is also a provisions within ISA that there is a concept called continuing education units. Okay.
Hmm.
The whole concept of this association is that they contribute back, and it is a association of contributing practicing architects. Okay. So supposing in this 1 year, he or she is able to meet certain CU requirements. Okay. For example, contribute 20 hours, and you will get a easier access. You will have through a course education 60 hours and practice of 640 hours. If you prove it, you will get a certification on CDIF. right? So we have certain things,
Mhm.
and what is it? What is a COA? Is one COA is 1 hour spent in a structured education activity. So a person contributes actually to the content of our training courses, corresponds to our webinar, helps in our events, contributes to ITABOC. 1 unit of CU will be, per hour will be added to it. So if they do that during the course of 1 year, if they spend in practice or in contribution in education content, you basically get discounted or maybe waived off for the next year, subsequent year. So you need to continue to be an active part of the community. Okay. Yeah, sorry, this is for a period of 2 years. The ones that I showed you, it's not just 1 year. So I was listed above for total for 2 years. So they can contribute in different levels, complement the development of individual certification, advancements of profession. So you need to put cases, you need to do webinars, you need to conduct events, be a part of the event. Okay. Then they may not be again charged next year, right? There will be a contributing member. So we have contributory membership as well, which will be a chapter defined or a community defined benefit for them. So
Okay,
supposing
so
I do not contribute at all, then I need to pay up again $125 for my individual membership.
right. So assuming, let's say, as MAPA, we become a, what can we become? We can become a community member, or we can become a corporate member, or what can we become,
See,
basically?
I just show you that benefits. I just when I started speaking to you, I thought we can start off as a community. We can do a little bit tweaking to these benefits, especially because it is
Hmm.
Microsoft. Okay,
Hmm.
we are looking at a uh, global membership with Microsoft, anyways. Okay, and we are looking at a
Okay.
gold membership because of the maybe a bit more because of the Microsoft's involvement, but that's taking a little bit longer time, and it's not specifically for MAPA. Okay, so if you
Right.
are looking at a community to be developed, this is what I felt is very appropriate. Okay,
Hmm.
wherein for you will get for every chapter. I don't know what's the width and depth of your. You want to go global or you want to go specific to India? What is your intent?
Yeah, so it's like this. I mean, um, we want to go global, but
Hmm.
predominantly, um, it's right now. Okay, there are a lot of members from India,
Hmm.
but we've not really thought that we want to make this, geography specific in any
Hmm.
way. I
Hmm.
mean, we've
Hmm.
not kind of thought in that direction, basically. So it's more, we're looking at it this way, that okay, this is the community, it's a global community. Whatever we give should ideally, reach the global community too. So it's the kind of programs that we're also kind of positioning are, let's say, they are webinars, they are recordings, they are programs that can be leveraged offline,
Correct.
and it is not more in person. In person, we have a small element, but it's not that big at the
Hmm.
moment.
Hmm. Hmm. Now, maybe I should go
So
from
that's
the,
why,
yeah, I got your point. So I think let me start from the individual level. Okay, say for example, as an
Mhm.
individual member, what are those things that we provide as a benefit if you are a basic or a full? Okay, so this is the listing. You can
Mhm.
actually go through this website, membership direct. I went to membership and membership levels and clicked on,
Sure.
I just, let me do that again, membership levels. And then I got into the basic free membership allows people new to the organization to explore all this. And what are those features that are available to them? You will get a membership directory, which you know who is your peers, who is your colleagues, access to global virtual library, which is the repository of all the topics in all, access to the ISA blog. Okay, so you get topics and ISA blog access complete. Then local education and trend focused activities which are like chapter based. Say for example, in India, we have about six events in the next 3 months. So you get access to this focused activities. Some of them are free, some of them are with discount for those who are basic members already. Okay, and they can be a part of the networking and social events with fellow architects. For example, in India, I have a CETA-S bootstrapping session going, and they may not have registered for it, but they can come and attend it freely without paying anything, understand the benefits of it, understand the, maybe we can add the MAPA there, saying that okay, addendum to that is also a MAPA course or some event that will happen. And for that, maybe they have to pay, but then they are open for networking and social events wherein they meet the best of the practicing architects, not only certified, but also who are working in the community, okay, of the ISA corporate members and public people. Okay, say for example, I have now identified a set of 10 people who will be in future instructors in the Indian geography. Uh, Two of them are for Oracle, three from Microsoft, two from Mindtree, and there are a couple of guys from the Cyber, Fidelity, and Walter Kluwer. Okay, so they get to meet networking, social events. We have network activities which happen very regularly in every chapter. I'm just clicking back on the chapter activities. Say, for example, I have I have in September to October range these activities. Every month we have a core group meeting. Then we have a foundation workshop. Uh, and then we have CETA-S bootstrapping and a network meeting happening very regularly every month. So they will have access to these things as a part of their basic membership. A subscription to some of the comprehensive updates from ISA, which involves like what is happening in the ITABOC, what is happening in the industry, different topics. So you'll have newsletters available for them so that they are aware about what's happening within the community. And they will get
So basic
discounts.
membership is free, right? Basic membership
Yes,
is
it is
free, is
free.
what you're
It
saying.
is free. That's what I'm trying to map it up with MAPA. So they can actually, you also said that you want to go free and then expand, right? So they can become basic free members and they can get benefits of all these things. Maybe we can add, looking at Microsoft community membership, some of the things that you want to give them free from ISA side. Maybe certification
Yeah, so
eligibility, we can look at self-assessment, we can give them free. Okay. Maybe we can give discounted online training modules for them.
yeah, so it's like this. I mean, I'm looking at it this way. So we have, let's say, 11,000 odd members today.
Okay.
Okay, now what is it that I can give them which comes from ISA, uh, and at what cost,
Okay.
basically, right?
It's a very
So
tricky
that's
question to
how,
answer extempo for me because it's one of those,
right.
yeah. One of the things that we always provide is access to the IT architect body of knowledge, which we will give it to Microsoft, MAPA community, you, okay, for being a
Okay.
community member. It depends on how you percolate it down to your members, okay. We can do that. We can provide them free comprehensive self-assessment which is worth about
Okay, so
$50.
let's just be on that. So let's say, so if we're becoming, so this is a free membership, and then if we pay this $100 for the IT architect body of knowledge ebook, okay, how can we kind of give it to our members? I mean, is that
No, you won't be
would
paying
be the
only
possible?
$100. Actually, we go
Right.
back into the
Yeah.
community membership. So we will give you a
Yeah.
community
Right.
membership. You pay up as upfront 5,000 or 10,000
Got it.
depending upon the numbers, and then we give
Got it.
almost like it will be worth actually per person maybe $10 or $20 worth. This will become $20 worth
Mm-hmm.
by becoming a
Right.
community member. Yeah. Okay.
Got it.
So
Get it.
that's
I
the
understand.
way. What I felt
Got
was
it.
what I felt was if you become a community member paying, let me go back to that one, which is
But that again, you're saying that it's kind of some chapter based, right? Is there something which is not linked to a chapter? I mean, how do we kind of fit this in? Because we,
now let's look at
from
this
that
like that. You are predominantly looking at Europe, North America, and India, right?
yeah, we could think of it
Or
that way.
Asia Pacific
Yes.
as well.
Uh, yeah, maybe, maybe.
See, our
So
global
it could be
membership
three,
is
4 areas.
global membership, like you become a bronze or silver or gold, is irrespective of
Mm-hmm.
the geography.
Okay.
So you can become a corporate member of ISA
Okay.
India.
So let's say we become a bronze member.
Yeah, we
Uh-huh.
can because of the Microsoft we can give additional numbers. Okay, because already it has got certain IPs within ISA.
Sure.
So you become a
Mm-hmm.
bronze member. We will actually push you into going into the silver member as
Mm-hmm.
you realize our benefits, and you will also be cross comp. But you can
Mm-hmm.
start off with a bronze membership, which will provide you access to most chapters. May not be all chapters, but your focus chapters in
Mm-hmm.
terms of being a part of their board advisory, attend networks in all chapter events. Let's say North America, we can have Europe, you have India and Asia Pacific, four major, or you want to go to Australia,
See,
five.
again, again, like more than us participating in these chapter meetings,
Yeah,
it will be like we would like MAPA members to come participate essentially.
correct, correct.
And more than that, it is more like, okay, as part of this silver membership or bronze membership, what is it that we are getting from ISA's body of knowledge that we can give it to our MAPA members? I think those
Yeah,
are
that's
kind of
that's
the
the
things.
yeah that's the so you will be actually when you go back into that. Let's go back here. So you have ITABOC and self-assessment, which
Hmm.
is the primary entry point for any architect to get into a community, let us say. You would like to assess the
Hmm.
level of competency, absorb them into maybe your initiatives as well. You would like to give them an option to self-assess. And then before the self-assessment, you would like to expose them to IT or book of knowledge, which I ran through earlier,
Correct.
right? All the capabilities, so
Yes,
many
yes.
things. So that becomes an IP for you. You're sharing our IP.
Hmm.
So you have access to that. And you
Okay.
tell a MAPA member, look, the moment you become a MAPA member, we will give you free access to ITABOC. Go through it and then do a self-assessment. And we will rate you.
Got it.
Accordingly, you will get also involvement in your Microsoft initiatives.
Right.
That will be the
Okay.
core value that I can say in addition to the repository that we have, Rajesh.
Right.
And
I
we have,
understand.
if you look at, maybe I should go directly to events and show you. You will also see, you can, this is access to you as well. Um, the events that we have, it's like we have innumerable ones. We have courses running, okay. We have monthly chapter meetings running in each chapter. We have certifications happening, workshops and summits happening. So if you are a part of the European chapter, you will have access to summit on software architecture for some few members of your MAPA group there, right?
Hmm.
Or in an Austin roundtable in US. So we have every week we have at least two or three events happening. Some of them within the network, some of them which are global conferences where you get um, access to your MAPA members.
So again, it's like this in the context of, let's say, a bronze membership or a silver membership, which MAPA gets basically. Then, as part of that, uh, is there some chapter restrictions in that, or that is um,
I may have to get
There's a
exception for Microsoft because Damaris told me you discussed. I mean, I have the global authority to global office to discuss with
sure.
you and come out with a proposal which might be global as well. Okay, so right now we do have
Yeah,
certain
so yeah,
restrictions in terms of operational limits.
sure.
But if you go for a global membership, which might be, let us say, bronze, okay, we are not averse to
Hmm.
increasing the number of individual memberships, free full-time memberships for your MAPA team, okay, and access to IT architect, which is a self-paced course, and also the self-assessment. And within that particular, maybe we can increase the number of global events that will happen, okay, and restrict to the amount of 15,000 for the year and say, look, you're going to participate in North America to some extent, maybe some extent in India, and some extent in Europe.
So it's like this, right? So is it like, okay, 15,000, and then if in lieu of that, if someone was to go and get the full subscription, which is at $125 per person, then in 15,000, it's like,
It's
okay,
included.
120 memberships. It's like 120 memberships basically, right?
Yeah, so I'll give you,
It's
I think we'll push for that. Instead of 50, we'll push for 120 for you, for Microsoft.
Yeah, but then okay, it again. I mean, I'm still kind of in a bit of a problem because I need to handpick 120 people out of this
Let
11,000.
them do the self-assessment.
Yeah,
No, see, what you
but
must do is you pick on them based on our self-assessment and how much they
but the
participate.
IT. So what you're saying is this IT body of knowledge and self-assessment is going to be available to all 11,000 people
All
or whoever,
11,000.
whatever.
Yes.
So okay, so I want to understand what is it that is available to all vis-a-vis what is that will be available to this small number of people, basically.
Yeah. So
This
let me do one thing. Let me have a chat with Damaris as well and Paul.
okay.
Okay. Let me come out with this Excel sheet where compared to a normal bronze member, how can we leverage because of Microsoft relationship with us, how best we can do. But actually, we are trying to hit the gold membership with you guys. To tell you frankly, the first thing that Paul will say is, hey, let them go because other than MAPA, there are a lot of things that Microsoft wants from us, like university accreditation. So all that included, it will be beneficial for Microsoft and for ISA to go for a silver benefit plus rather than just a bronze.
Yeah, but just one kind of clarification there. So if Microsoft goes in for a gold membership, that doesn't give us the right to open this up to MAPA members, right? Or does it? Will that?
The lines with which it
I
depends
guess
on,
that will be more.
yeah,
It will be
who's
for the
funding it,
employees, right?
It's not, yeah, you're correct.
Yeah, it's more going to be more from an employee standpoint where you're trying to
Hmm.
approach
It's
Microsoft to
not the
become a
public.
member.
It's not the public.
Yeah, it's not this, this initiative where we are going out to external people.
Let's
And
do
here
one
in
thing.
MAPA, our intent is external people only and not employees at all,
Yeah,
basically.
but that may actually be detrimental to ISA as well if we expose that through MAPA. So
Yeah, so
I
that's
think
something.
better we
Yeah.
can go at a advanced community membership, not restrict it to the
Mm-hmm.
chapter, right? That's what you are requesting. One
Mm-hmm.
is that we will have a community membership. We will not restrict to the
Mm-hmm.
chapter level. We will provide
Mm-hmm.
ITAPOC and self-assessment to all the people who will be MAPA members. That's what you are looking at as a
Mm.
community member, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm basically wanting to get the ISA knowledge to MAPA members. And
Exactly.
that's the key thing. So in that context, that is one thing. And maybe the other thing which I wanted to touch upon was, um, do you kind of outside of these memberships, do you kind of do trainings, and is that something that we can engage it on a case-to-case basis? Like, let's say we want to plan a training, but on something that you kind of do for our members. Is that, and again, I don't think that falls it may fall under this membership structure, but it may be outside of this membership structure as well. Something that is a service which you kind of, it's like a paid service or whatever you may call it,
Yes, yes, it
that
is
ISA
very much
does.
so. The differentiator will be if it is coming from a community like Microsoft, we will provide
Hmm.
discounted rates for the courses, right?
Hmm.
So now let's look at education. We just look at, let us say, for example, instructor-led training. Okay,
Hmm.
and one of the first things and is basically you will be looking at these things, these six. Okay, ITABOC,
Okay.
which will be in
Right.
India. I have started something called foundation workshop, and where
Hmm.
not only ITABOC but also all its width and depth will be discussed in a 2-day workshop in person, which is
Hmm.
rated at $600 per person. Okay,
Okay.
then based on that, they will do a group assessment, a self assessment, and they will be also mentored or guided to take up relevant certification because many people do not know what level of certification they can take. Some people with 5 years experience, 10, 15, 20, whatever. Okay, so
Hmm.
we are going to do the first assessment of the let us apply to MAPA. You have the whole group who has read
Hmm.
ITABOC available to them free. They have done a self assessment.
Hmm.
They come for the foundation
Hmm.
workshop, and it is for the
Hmm.
public. It is meant at 600. We will give a discounted 50% discount.
Hmm.
I have the liberty because out of that 600, we have component for full membership and plus the IP for the course. Okay. So
Hmm.
what I'm trying to do is because of the volumes that will be involved, especially in India, this is only present in India, the foundation workshop. Okay. So
Okay.
we will provide them at 50%. Now we go to the at the end of the foundation workshop, the MAPA community will identify, okay, 4 guys are going to go for CETA F, okay, and
Hmm.
some 5 guys will go for CETA A, let us say.
Hmm.
Then they may have to essentially do an architect core course to appear for the foundation.
Hmm.
And this architect core is rated at on the global scale, it is around 2,500. Okay.
Hmm.
However, for the Indian registrants, we are looking at a 50% discount there itself. 1,000. I'm looking at 1,500 for the full members and 1,800
Hmm.
for basic members. Okay. So we
Hmm.
can reduce that and make it into something amicable between MAPA, Microsoft community, and ourselves. So you get about 40 or
Hmm.
50% discount for uh, exam pricing. Okay, the
Okay.
online pricing is around 1,500. Okay, full member is 1,500, non-basic members is 2,125, and on-site pricing will be full member 2,3, and non-basic members will be 2,005. So we can come down maybe up to 50% discounting for those who are recommended by MAPA community. Say Rajesh will say, okay, we have evaluated, they are of interest to us, they are a part of the MAPA forum, they would like to go for it, and ISA provides 50%.
Hmm.
Okay, that is what we
Got it.
can do, and similarly, I think we can extend that same concept of what we are talking to specific other courses like business technology strategy or business architecture or information. Say, for example, business architecture. These are all, we have our instructors who are very highly qualified, and many of them come from Microsoft backgrounds. So it's very easy
Hmm.
for you and for us to add that MAPA focus objectives like Azure, okay, into the content of the program.
Hmm.
That's what I firmly
Got
believe.
it.
Okay, so the on-site pricing
Right.
will be 2,700 and online pricing will be 1,900. So we can come out for discounted ones based on the geography. Because if it's going to be India, I think I have the liberty to reduce that and make it more amicable, depending upon the numbers. Whereas with other chapters, though you're a community member, they may say, "Oh, no, 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 we cannot go down so much compared to the publicly offered prices," right?
Hmm.
So we may have
Right.
to look at, say, for example, you have three people who are working in Stockholm, and the Stockholm price, my on-site pricing might be around 2,500, let us say. And the chapter leader will
Right.
say, "Come and look at my overall costing." This is a non-profit organization, so they have to come out with their own ideas and say, "Okay, I can give you a 2,100, which is the lowest." Whereas in India,
Hmm.
I can actually offer you at 1,350.
Right. Got it.
So
Okay.
my basic
Yeah.
policy
So
is
I
that
yeah.
within Indian geography, I am open for providing discount. It is chapter-wise discounts, but you will be recognized as a community member in identified, let us say, four, maximum four chapter areas for the
Hmm.
15,000 that we are talking of.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
in
So
addition to all the, sorry, I'm sorry, in addition to all the benefits that I showed you so far, you will get course discounts for each one of these things for MAPA members.
hmm.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. And you so you also do online webinars, trainings. Is that also there?
Yes, the webinars will be free for, see, the proposition for MAPA members will be webinars are free.
Yeah,
Only
yeah,
courses they have to
yeah. No,
pay.
yeah. So there are like two discussions that I have in my mind. One is in the context of some kind of a membership, which is say a community or a bronze membership. That's something which I guess you will kind of look at it, and then based on our conversation, you can kind of let me know what are the possibilities that we can explore further. That is one part. The second part is, outside of this engagement, let's say if we were to say, okay, here's a uh, kind of a training from ISA that we are organizing, and maybe this is, a webinar, and here's an expert from ISA, and we want to do this, and this is not typically what is available in the free ISA membership, which an individual can go and take anytime.
Correct.
Something like that.
Correct.
Is that is that a possibility?
Yeah, it's a possibility. It's definitely a possibility. Because in our concept, we provide niche subject areas as webinars. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and we in fact chapter wise we try to within the group members that we have in the group meetings that we conduct every month. This normally on the
Mm-hmm.
every third Saturday of the month. If you look at the
Mm-hmm.
agenda that we have, uh, apart from the
Mm-hmm.
workshops and network meetings that we do and what kind of contributions that they provide, we also identify the topics for meetups in the community, the webinar topics as well, and ownership of those things. Say, for example, we are quite progressed in terms of creating a forum for banking and telecom in India. Okay, where
Mm-hmm.
there will be participation coming from global members as well, but focused on
Mm-hmm.
Indian chapter. And we have certain
Mm-hmm.
webinar topics that are identified. There are some guys who own up to do the webinars on themselves, on their voluntary contribution, like CEU I
Okay.
spoke of, right? The continuing
Mm-hmm.
education units. So they will conduct, so we can identify, let us say, Azure or SharePoint or Windows 10 or any of the Microsoft technologies can be a theme of the webinar conducted chapter wise, which will be globally, it will be recorded and globally re-telecast on request.
Yeah. Again, I mean, the one thing which I wanna kind of when we are focusing on say topics is while yeah we are wanting to do Azure and all of that, I we have some of that already going on. So I'm looking
Correct.
at say ISA to bring in the architectural perspective.
Correct.
and kind of give it to the members of MAPA. So, while if in one way, if you look at it, Microsoft Association of Practicing Architects, we are trying to, our end goal is Microsoft, pushing Microsoft. But when we are saying, say, bringing ISA into the picture, we want ISA to deliver what ISA is known for best, which
Correct.
is from an
Correct.
architectural standpoint.
Correct.
That's the idea,
That's
basically.
see.
So again, and if you are getting into verticalized scenarios and all, that will be really great. I mean, if we can do something like that, if we can organize some webinars or programs where, in the context of verticals, we are talking about architecture and stuff like that. And if we can organize such webinars for MAPA members, I mean, that will be really great if we can do that.
Yeah, that's a part of the offering that we have. Say, for example, I'm just this is a common this webinar that I'm showing you. It is a
Hmm.
CBA webinar which introduces specific to the community which is from Commonwealth of Australia. We are doing it for introduction to
Okay.
ISA's 5 pillar of architecture. You can also take part in
Hmm.
this because you're a community member.
Hmm.
Okay, so
Okay.
it's day after it's tomorrow, right? Yeah, tomorrow. And if you are not able to do that during that time period, this recording can be recast to our Indian brethren.
Hmm.
Okay,
Got it.
so we have we have that kind of a setup going. You can see the upcoming webinars on the screen, specific to certain corporates that we have, so specific to certain pillars that we have, human dynamics. Okay, this is going on for CBA and to others as well. And we have past webinars which can also be shared again, being the guys from MAPA community. Okay,
Right. Yeah, sure.
yeah,
So yeah, sharing of past webinars is one thing, and then delivering something live and then having that
yeah.
interaction with
So
the
we can,
audience. Yeah,
if you can
yeah,
choose,
that's
say
right.
for
Yeah.
example, you within your MAPA leadership team, you go through this
Hmm.
list of those webinars that we have in the ISA library, okay, and
Okay.
you come out and say, look, Vinu, in this repository, I was very much interested in this cloud. Just hold on. I told about somebody to come at 3:30. I just tell him to come. Just
Sure,
hold
sure.
on, Rajesh. Abhishek.
Yeah.
Yeah, Abhishek. I will just take another maybe 15 minutes to reach there because I got little delayed in my meeting. If you don't mind, by 4:15 is fantastic for me. Thanks, Abhishek. Okay, great. Thank you. Thanks. Bye. These are all guys, Rajesh. I meet them in a public forum. They bring some 10,
Right.
15 of them. Just like MAPA you're doing, I do it on an individual level and run through the
Right.
same thing I'm running for you. It's like,
Nice, nice.
so it's interesting to meet people. I've taken that up as because I've had 25 years of experience working in IT, so I wanted to give back to the community and all that. So, for example,
Sure.
you say star schemas for integration. Oh, I want this done live. Okay,
Right.
this is about physical design and all that. And there is these are the content in there. So you want to run that through, then we can catch hold of the author and then try to run that for you specifically.
Right.
No
Okay.
issues.
Right. Okay. So, if we were to do something like this, what will be the cost? Say one session. I mean, just ballpark. What will be the cost? Because I wanna see what kind of budgeting we need to do for this.
See, look, we can go based on this education, which is little bit on the self-paced training. This is similar to self-paced training, right?
Hmm.
So if you look
Okay.
at the if you have to run through effective meetings, for example, we have certain things
Hmm.
online available and we can register. Okay, and the cost
Okay.
of the, say for example, this is it. It's not great per person.
Hmm.
But for
Hmm.
full members, out of the community you identify, let us say 120, right? That's what me and you agreed. For those 120 people, it will be free. But for just basic MAPA members, it will be $20.
Right, but it's like this again. When if I am kind of positioning something via MAPA, it has to be free for MAPA members, basically. So we'll be bearing some cost. That's what it is.
Yeah, so
That's
basically
the
what
idea.
we'll do is we will agree for a approach where in general, I don't want to go specific, any course
Hmm.
or any program which is exposed to not a full member, you will pay
Hmm.
for 50% of the cost per person.
Hmm. Got it.
I don't know.
Got it.
I think we need to work that out. I'm just giving you
Sure, sure.
a
Yeah, yeah.
suggestion.
I'm also just trying to get a
Yeah.
idea.
So
Yeah,
there
yeah.
will be a cost involved.
But
So and we are a non-profit organization.
yes.
So I need to make both things map because I have a community
Yes.
membership with you. You are paying this amount, and within which some of this it shouldn't be like overtly lot of webinars are redone and I go with a lot of cost. That particular cost of the webinar we will look at it and then we'll say okay for this context with MAPA, for those who are not full members, we will go with a 50%, maybe sometimes less than that as well, depending upon the availability of the
Right.
instructor and the time, right?
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Ballpark
I
picture
understand.
will be on the website, whatever you see, we will give you at 50% minimum.
Got it. Okay. Okay. So great, actually. So there's a lot of information. Thanks for this. And you would kind of discuss this internally and kind of give me some perspective of how we
See,
could take
what
this
I
ahead.
am trying to
This kind of
discuss,
membership. Yeah.
yeah, so what I'm trying to do is like I'm redoing this again, is that you want to
Hmm.
go a little more number of chapters than let's not look at this gold membership, global and all that. Let's go based on community membership. My suggestion, number of
Hmm.
chapters. We also include the ITBOK free, self-assessment free, right?
Hmm.
And also look at the courses that we run at a discounted picture for the overall numbers that you have in your mind.
Right. Yeah. So
So
yeah.
and instead of the community having just 25 full members, we will look at 120. Am I correct?
Yeah. No, so here.
Full memberships.
Yeah.
I'm talking of full membership.
Full membership.
Instead of 25, we
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
looking at 120. 120. Can you do a quick calculation? 121 from it's around 15,000. So we just look at 15,000 as a base picture for the advanced community membership for Microsoft, and we are looking at around 4 chapters. This is what I need to discuss with Damaris and Paul and get you the okay.
So the thing is, see, in the context of MAPA, the chapter is not a concrete entity, if I were to
Yeah,
put it that way.
I got your point.
Yeah. So that's where the yeah. I mean,
But you said
uh,
you have overall you have an intent of around you already have 11,000 members.
yes.
So these 11,000 members, you're going to do a kind of self-assessment to them and expose ITABOK free. And you will choose based on them 120 people as full members.
Okay, and then they will get something additional. Basically,
Yeah,
that's what it means. Got it. And these all the MAPA members. They will get this ITAPOC and then they will get this assessment, and that's basically what it is. That's how it will be
no,
run.
the third point is also discounted courses. The discounted
Discounted
courses.
courses, correct, but
In all this, in the
from
instructor-led, self-paced, online,
got it.
all the three, and Certifications, we have a cost for it that cannot be reduced, Rajesh. So
Right.
just let me run through. CDIF is about $300, and then uh, we have the Sita A, which is 600. Maybe we can work out, okay, some amount of
Yeah.
operational discount there, up to 10% for those who come through MAPA. That gives a added benefit for people to get into MAPA forum and then come to ISA. You got my point.
Right. Yes.
If you're already a member of
Exactly. Yeah.
MAPA, oh, you'll get a 10% straight off. So I'll get 270 instead of 300. So they'll come and join you, and you will get the added benefit of
Right.
exposing them to Microsoft.
Correct. Right.
And Sita S is
Okay.
yeah, right. So I
Yeah.
think we will keep it at this, and maybe we'll have a. I will talk to Damaris today or tomorrow
Sure.
in the evening. Today is second, right? Yeah.
I
Wait a minute. I am also in doubt. What is today's date?
second. Yeah.
Hey,
Today's second.
second, yeah. So we will have a touch base on the fourth Friday, same time,
Yeah. Should be okay.
and it will be wonderful if you can just sum up something that you understood from me and fire off an email to
Sure.
me one on one, no copies,
Yeah.
only for benefit
Sure.
of
I
both
will
of
do
us.
that.
Okay, that will help me talk to
Yeah. Yeah.
Damaris. Okay, and I am not averse to
Okay.
flying to Bombay and then having a face to face with you. Okay, let's
Yeah.
try to do
Sure.
that.
Yeah.
You have
We'll
somebody
plan
in
this one.
Bangalore,
Yeah. We have a few people in Bangalore.
but
Yes.
decision is
Uh,
within your team, right? There in Mumbai.
yeah. Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
So I'm not
Yeah.
averse
So
to
yeah.
coming
Let's kind
over.
of
Yeah,
yeah. Let's kind of yeah maybe have this call on Friday and then we can see how we take it ahead.
fantastic. Great, yeah. Thanks, Rajesh, for
Okay.
your time. And it's
Thank,
nice talking to
thanks
you.
you. Thank you as well. Yeah.
Thank
Same
you.
here. We know.
I have this
Thank you so much.
recording. I can
Yeah.
actually send it to you as well. Only between you and me. Thank you.
Sure.
Bye.
Okay. Thanks.
Have a
Bye.
nice day.